This lady's blind.
Hey, Mayor.
Good morning.
I've lived in Portland since January 2013. When I gave up a car for my wife came here because the transportation system is number one, in my viewpoint, across the planet, actually. I've traveled all over the world. You don't know Luis, so I'll give you a quick thumbnail. He's the first person hired to manage the San Jose Convention Center, managed over 500,000 people events. I've been a code enforcement officer, ADA specialist. I've created social service agencies for the disabled. And now I've played concerts around the world. And the last 2 months I've been in 23 cities in 4 states. So I travel a lot and I walk a lot across Portland. The streets here have now become really bad. In the last week and a half, I'm often hit 3 times on the relay. It turns out there's a safety issue I'll put on your agenda. The sidewalk closures, the street closures for the disabled, walkers, wheelchairs, scooters, canes, disastrous. My fiance is a retired judge in England, says 2 words, utter disgrace. For me, I call it appalling. Because Portland cares about people, usually. But if we took enough care with these bicyclists for the disabled in this community, your cutouts in the sidewalks for the wheelchair access, there's drainage spots right in front of them. So when it rains and it floods, the wheelchairs go through the water. Or your cane goes down into the pit. It was happened 3.5 years ago. I didn't walk with a bike. And so it's been a learning experience. But it's safer for me to walk in the streets of Portland than it is on sidewalks. Bad sidewalks are people because of brooding or maintenance problems with trees overhanging or bushes. And the closures, the Commission for the Blind looked at talking signs, which are motion sensor that says, there's a problem here. But what I want to know is, as a code enforcement person, why is the construction agencies and the firms mandated to create walk spaces? They put up this the cement barriers to protect their fencing, but they don't create walkways to say sidewalks closed. So then you get disabled people crisscrossing across the path. I live in the southeast section, and I walk all over. And it's just terrible. Even up on 82nd, Washington, and Stark, right in the middle of bus stops. I mean, one day the 15 got rerouted twice because of street closures. Anyhow, it's hazardous, and I thought you ought to know about it. In my card, there's about as many pages of me on the internet as Obama. So if you want to walk with a blind person, I'll set you up, and I'll go for a walk, and I'll show you how dangerous it is out there. I think that agencies who are doing these closures of sidewalks are being mandated to create a walk space on that side of the street for pedestrians. Elderly, if you're within a walker and you're having to crisscross, it's bad enough for people with walkers to begin with, but having to go through these territories, I mean, and then some of the streets are like 11th, 10th, 12th, they're shut down on both sides of the street, and it's rerouting anyhow. So thank you for your time. It's nice to meet you. Hope to see you again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Rose. Actually, the next item we're going to take up is requiring safe walk spaces and construction zones. And I would love to take you up on your suggestion of going for a walk. Somebody would love to do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. Okay, we have a couple of things to deal with on the consent calendar in terms of pulling them either back or out to the regular calendar. Without objection, I'm going to take 740 back to my office. There's a request to pull 742 and 745.